The real test of a personal knowledge management system is how you can transform your knowledge into useful output. Now, publishing written content is one of the best ways to get your brain juices flowing and maximize the ability of the tools. If you only have the inputs of others in your database, you can become very prey to the collector's fallacy, which is just hoarding these bits of information from the fire hose of life, but you're not really transforming it into anything of value. And I think at times I found myself to become a quota of others rather than integrating the knowledge into my own experience. Writing atomic essays can be a helpful forcing mechanism to get you to process your inputs. And whilst the tools are great for capturing those inputs, they really do shine when used as a tool for thought or integrated thinking environment to help your writing process. And this applies to Obsidian, Logseq, Rome, whatever. In this video, I'm going to showcase from start to finish how I go about writing atomic essays in Logseq. I only joined Twitter last year and I found myself in a sea of atomic essays due to the popularity of the Ship 30 for 30 course. Basically, the premise is to publish an atomic essay every day for 30 days. Now, an atomic essay is just an essay of 200 to 250 words. And the idea is that you get over your perfectionism by just publishing. But instead of paying for the course, I decided to take on my own writing challenge. And my goal was to write an essay for every workday in March. So 23 workdays in a 31-day month, 31 or ship 23 for 31. Now that would give me a little bit of time and buffer, and I still didn't get there. I had a busy month, so I ended up getting to 18 essays. This video showcases that 18th one, and just a bit of advance warning, the topic is a little bit meta. I was writing about why we write atomic essays, but anyways, I wanted to show how I use Logseq, Grammarly, and then Figma to get to a finished product. So this video is completely unscripted, and I just went through the whole process, and I've sped up the parts that I was thinking and timestamped the key parts where I'm actually talking through my process so that you can skip through my working time. It presupposes a lot of background knowledge about Logseq or a block-based editing system. So if you're unfamiliar with Logseq, I would recommend starting with the 8-part series on my channel on why Logseq is amazing. It's like a little mini intro course. Also wanted to give a shout out to Aryan. He has recently released a video on how you can improve your writing interface. So, transform Logseq as a baseline tool into like a really beautiful aesthetic writing tool. So I'm going to link to that video below. If that's of interest to you, go check it out. And yeah, let's get into it. Before getting into the content, a quick word of thanks to everyone who supported the channel by watching, sharing, or contributing financially. If you'd like to support financially, my course Logseq Mastery is now available. You can also support at Coffee with small donations or monthly donations, or at the site's Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon, although note the fees there. All of these links and some additional affiliate links are available at my link tree in the description below. Before getting into my own essay, this is a resource on the Ship 30 for 30 course which will guide you through the process of writing an atomic essay. I'm going to go through a slightly different approach because I didn't actually read this. I went into it with a different frame of mind. And yeah, I'm going to try to go a little bit meta maybe on this video. So let's see what we come up with. Getting into Logseq now, and this is scary territory because this is now my personal database, but I will try and make sure that nothing untoward comes up. And I created a page for ship 23 for 31. And over here, I then just created, or jotted down all these ideas, just on the fly. And these are actually the ideas that didn't come up. So there's still lots more writing potential to be found over here. And I just did that in blocks and indenting using the outliner approach of Logseq. So for instance, there's something which I started writing, but never really found the energy to write a little bit more on that. So just left it. You can see here on another day, March 25th, I didn't even come to this page. I just started writing a couple of ideas in another page, or in the journal page. I'm not going to go into that journal page because I don't know what's there, but I had 3 other ideas that I had simply indented underneath that tag ship 23 for 31, and I'm able to go and find that very quickly. Now I'm going to start over here again because this page is safe, but the topic that I want to get into is why do we write atomic essays? And I'm just going to navigate through my writing process here. So there's going to be parts that I skip forward and skip backwards. So let's see how it goes. So it's actually related to this point here. Growth is not the goal. So let me just, bring that over here. there we go. Or that's a separate point. But I'm going to go into this block here, so I'll just click there, and now I have this essay that I'm writing on a page. So I'm going to write a draft. What do I really want to get out of this? So okay, so this is just a quick start, a little bit of an outline. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the word count plugin, which is a great little plugin. So I say /word count, and that shows me how many words I have. Now, an atomic essay is typically 200 to 250 words. I'm only on 57, still a long way to go. What I'm going to also do is just talk about writing here. So I've got this writing, and that's the tag. So I can just bring that up in the right sidebar. And this is the real beauty of having this interface. Let me actually close the stuff on the left there. I don't really need that. So TL closes that. And then if I say shift click on writing, then it opens up my writing page and then all the pages which are tagged with writing. So these are things that I've written before, how not to start a blog, and writing doesn't help you think better, reflection does. That's one of the essays that I actually wrote, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And then here we go. This is just something that I thought about, maybe writing an idea. That's not really relevant, so I'm just looking through my database and seeing what I've got here. So this is something which I've got from David Perel, screenshotted from one of his videos. Could be useful. It's just a reference when I'm thinking about writing. Here we go. Who are your notes for? What is the goal? Knowledge for knowledge sake. And I can actually bring this in as a block reference maybe. So maybe put that in like a sources block. I don't typically do that, but it's just one way of showing it. So there we go. I've got some stuff here from Derek Sivers. Talks about don't quote, make it yours and say it yourself. So, and this is interesting because one of the thought-provoking things here is writing for yourself, and this is selfish writing. And this is something that I found with Morgan Housel. So if I go and I look down here, it should actually be down here somewhere. Right. So I'm just going to search here, writing over here, so that it shows more things. There we go. I've got writing outline. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, there we go. That just shows a potential outline for a piece. I haven't seen that. Let me look at writing again and see writing workflows. Shift click that and again opens in the right. There we go. So here is two things. I've got something that I saw from Maggie Appleton. And this is the one that I actually was thinking about. So if I just open up this block on the right, there we go. Morgan Housel talks about his writing workflows and how his important thing is to write for himself. So yeah, I like that's quite an interesting thing, and I really resonate with that. What else have I got here? There's the idea that I'm writing on right now, and then these are all just some of the different things that I've found in different places in my database. So I just close this one. I can actually bring this in as a source. So Control C in the block, and then I can just go Control C. Cool. So I've got a couple of more points of departure. I'm just going to carry on beefing up this draft now. Going to have a look now for some more ideas from some of the other stuff that I wrote here. So whilst I was writing that there, I thought of this book, Anamkara, which is a book that I'm currently reading by John O'Donoghue, and I really like his approach to many different things. It's been a transformational book actually for me, and I quite like this idea of like where productivity becomes God, each individual is reduced to a function. Now it's not got any relevance here, but maybe I can just put it in the sources there, because I think like where growth or where getting other people's attention becomes the key motivator, like it's extrinsic, so that it relates to it there. I mean, it's not, as I say, this is a very non-linear process. It's like sort of picking up little different threads and opening pages and bringing blocks and moving blocks. So yeah, let's just see where we go now. I think what I'm actually going to do is convert this to a final version and then start just like really whipping it up. Collapse that and then create a final, and then there we go. Let me just quickly do a couple of things here. I mean, I'm okay to write with the right sidebar open, but I could actually do escape TR and it closes that, and I can actually zoom in to that final point there. Okay, so this is looking a lot better. I need to trim it down a little bit. Well, I don't actually keep to that 200 to 250 because it's just a guideline. But let's keep going. So this one here, I'm not really liking because it's like more of a criticism of the course, which is not what I'm trying to do. So if I take that out, that gets me to 218 words. So I might as well work with that. So this has taken quite long, surprisingly. I think it's trying to be yeah, sensitive and not say things that are inflammatory or diss any courses, because I realized as coming out the bat that was like a little bit fiery. Anyway, so what I do now is I go to Grammarly. So if I just quickly take this to Grammarly, over here, let's put a new one in there, and I'll make this a little bit bigger. Grammarly. Grammarly. There we go. Okay, so before I go back there, well, before I go into Grammarly, what I did is I just went Control C, Control V, but you can also say copy as, and then text, and then remove the indentation style to be nothing, so that there's no dashes or anything coming through. It's just your text, because if it's in Markdown, if I just copy paste it normally, this is what it will look like. So that's an important step. So then I go into Grammarly, and yeah, let's quickly see what Grammarly says. I don't really like this at the end here. It's not super good, but I've spent already enough time like trying to get it to this place, and I'm happy with it to some degree. Let's quickly just have a look again. Okay, cool. I like that now. Let's go to Figma, and I just found a Figma template that someone had posted, and let me just take this one. Oh, I don't know which one, because some of them I have to tweak the text size a little bit more. And apparently it's supposed to fit in a screenshot, which I didn't really get that one down, but yeah. Let me duplicate. This one looks good. Duplicate that one and rename it Atomic Essay 18. There we go. And then copy paste that, and then literally just go there. And I don't know if you can see this. Okay, let me just do it like that so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just breaking up the paragraphs. I'm sure there's more efficient ways of doing this. Trying not to be a perfectionist, so yeah, let's just export that, and then great, Bob's your uncle. Then I'll post that to Twitter. I'm not going to show myself posting that to Twitter because I'm going to do that probably only tomorrow once this video is edited, so it can go on at the same time. But now just jumping back to Logseq, if we look at this this atomic essay, then what I'll do is I'll go here. So now this is a block still, and I can actually just remove that tag. That was just like a show there. And then I will say, I use another plugin which says turn into page. And there we go, I have a page. And I'm not going to show how I put in my daily journal, but then I'll say in my daily journal published as a property, and then the page. But going into my daily journal, I don't know what's there. I've been doing a lot of writing today. So, but in this how do you write atomic essays, what I'll then do is I will quickly use a template, and I use text expanders here, so sorry if it's not bringing up a template there, but yeah, so I've got an atomic note. I don't want to link that so it doesn't create all the links in my database, but yeah, the project is ship 23 for 31, crazy name, status, I use state published, and then the date published would be, I'll probably publish it tomorrow. So I'll just do that tomorrow. Now the forest here is just like thinking about my Zettelkasten, which is a video that I did many months ago, but there's a new approach which I've developed, which is just like thinking about the forest as like the big area, then the difference. Actually, let me just get it up here. This is a little bit of advertising, but not really, because it's my personal thing. But I'm gonna put this in the course as well, just so that people can see. But basically, on Excalibur, I've just built out these different ways of thinking or classifying different nodes or zettels that I'm building, and it's at 3 different levels. It's all in the same properties though, so it's easy to find and search and filter. It's all in one block, and those are different forests, and these are some of the forests here. So meta skills, well-being, personal development, etc. And then it goes down into the trees, which is this blue thing here, and then that branches into, or then that goes into the branches. Now, it's not one-for-one mapping, it's all, non-linear, but it might help someone, so there we go. What's the forest here? I don't know. I haven't got the branch there actually, but let me just put there writing, because it's definitely about writing, and probably, yeah, writing workflows, but yeah. Some prompts there that I've got, these aren't important, and you can build related notes there, so just like create this dense linking thing. And what I will do though is I will, and this is important, I will tab this and indent it underneath this top block. Okay, that was a more efficient way of doing that. And then I'll also, oopsie, get the picture, and I'll just add the link there to picture, and then I'll upload an asset, atomic essay, there we go. Great, so let me just say picture, atomic essay, day 11, day 18. Now this one, there are no scraps, or are there? Yeah, there are sort of scraps, but like the way that I think about scraps is like the parts that are left afterwards, so that I can find it later. Whoopsie. Scraps. Okay. And then I think I'm just gonna cut this and put it up. Yeah. Cool. So why am I doing that? Oh, I hope this is zoomed in enough. But if I go to the ship 30 for 30, you'll now see that I've got all of my essays there, and I can see there, because it's indented underneath that block, I can very easily access the different essays and the different pictures. But then also, because it's indented underneath the tags with that scraps hashtag, it allows me to go, and if I want to write something else about, say now, execution or whatever it might be, I can go to that page and then filter it using scraps. Now that is a really cool just function of the indentation, but if I go here, you'll see all of them have the same format, where the draft is not indented underneath that first block because I don't need it to be, but I want the final text to be indented so that I can find it again when I've written about some subject. And then I also want the scraps so that it will come up. Wow, there was a lot of scraps there. So that's my writing workflow. I really hope it was helpful for you. It took forever to edit, a number of shirt changes, but yeah, let me know what you think, and hopefully see you around for future videos.